Hello everyone, this is Flatline, and today I'm going to be doing a PvZ where we will be covering the Ling Ultra Queen style. It seems like a lot of protoss are having some difficult times against them, so I'm going to be playing against Machine from EG, and it's going to be on Belshire Vestige. The opener, not too worried about, so we're not really gonna go too much in depth with the opener. We're just gonna talk a little bit more about about the Ling Ultra style, where you get a lot of Lings. And they're pretty much upgraded fairly well right off the bat, so it's really hard to gain map control when there's so many Lings on the map. And the best way to deal with this kind of style is actually to just turtle and try to get your third, use SimCity to help you, use sentries and all that kind of jazz to kind of deal with this Ling Ultra style that Zerg can throw at you. So he's pretty much playing standard. He went hatch first, gas then pull, I believe. Nope, actually he went pull then gas. Just looking at his gas timing with his spawning pull. I'm just going a gateway expand. Pretty standard from both of us. We're just gonna skip through here. A lot of people that lose to this, their compositions is mostly wrong. Some people like to go void rays against Ling Ultra Queen, but you also have to remember there's queens involved, so the queens actually target fire or prioritize void rays because of their range against air, and then they get transfuse, so it takes a long time for those void rays to actually do something, if they actually do anything, which is really rare at that case. So I don't really recommend void rays against this. Some people like to go heavy on zealots, but then you also have to remember they changed up the ultras compared to Wings of Liberty, where now they do just straight up, I think, like 50 or 55 damage regardless if you have armor or not. So that's a tremendous against zealots, because zealots are not armored back then, or they're not armored right now anyways. But back then in Wings, they only did I think 30 damage and then 60 damage against armored or something like that. So anyway, so this is one of the things I do want to mention is, we'll start bringing it down to the lower speed now. So this is one of the things I wanted to mention is the hallucination. You want to scout to see, and what you want to look at is the layer timing. You want to make sure he has double evos. You want to see also his tech. Doesn't have a roach warn at all that I've seen. So right there, I'm like, okay, it can't be any kind of roach hydra or roach ling aggression or anything with roaches in general with that. So it could be spire, or it could be ultras, or even swarm host. It could be that swarm host nidus play. But we'll actually go into my vision real quick, so that way we don't miss anything. I am getting my double upgrades. And sending another hallucinated phoenix shortly after the other one expired. And that's one thing I do want to mention is you want to have about 4 to 6 sentries. I usually like to get 6 to be super safe. So you have a lot of energy, and you can expend 100 of your energy to scout around constantly. And you can see, he has an infestation pit. It's a layer. He still pretty much has the same tech, and there's nothing going out right here. Oh, also it could be hydras as well. It could be a Ling Hydra, but obviously it's not Ling Hydra because we don't see a Hydra list then. So don't know exactly 100% sure if he's making a swarm host or not. And when you're unsure like me, you just send another hallucinated phoenix. Generally, I like to keep this observer at the natural, right at top the natural, because then you can see know what's coming out of the natural and the main. Is it drones? Is it Lings? Is it, you know, any of that kind of stuff? Against heavy amount of Lings, just make sure you have your units all bunched up like this, and you should be perfectly fine as long as you place your force fields. And you can see my mothership in position right here to kind of see where the pathway, if they go from this side. I already walled this off right here, so the only way they can attack is right here to catch me off guard. My units are well positioned, and I see a hive on the way. What was this? I missed this. Oh, just another hatchery. Alright, so one thing I did not check on is his fourth. Does he have a fourth? He does have a fourth. Alright, so that's one thing I could improve on, is doing that. But once I see that, that it's hive, I still haven't seen the Ultralisk Cavern, but it's pretty much safe to assume that he's going Ling Ultra Queen here, because he went for a very fast hive, right? And he had only a spawning pool. He's going double evos, and he's constantly upgrading these. If he's constantly upgrading his Ling Ultras or his Lings, it's a rare chance for him to actually go into meet us, because this is I believe it's like 400 gas at least. And that 400 gas you actually want to expend for like 4 metas instead of getting 2 upgrades. That's one way you could kind of tell. And there's the Ultralisk Cavern. There, I really confirmed it. And plus, they wouldn't be rushing for a hive if they were going to meet us. It's the other way. So I'm going to be chrono boosting out Immortals from here on out, as you can see. Now I see his expansion. He's just getting this expansion. This one has just gone up. And here we go. I know he's going against. I'm going against Ling Ultra. Here comes another Wallen right here. Completely negates this. So now he pretty much has to go and engage up here. You want to minimize the amount of surface area that they could possibly get against your army, when you're dealing with Ling Ultra. Because force fields are pretty much negated at this point, because the Ultras can break them down. Right, so here I see that I could take it on, but then I saw 3 more Ultras come up with that. I reconfirm everything. I see all those queens. I wanted to see the amount of queens he has. And I go back with that. You don't have to take that little risk that I did when I went back to that watchtower. You can actually just bring these back and just send a hallucinated phoenix over that army. But of course it'll die off to the queens. But look at this, constantly making Immortals, keeping up with my upgrades. This is probably one of the biggest things as well. Against double evos, you do want to go double forge. I want to keep up with the upgrades against this. And yeah, my 4th is tremendously late. I would prefer to get my 4th around this time, but I'm playing against a hyper aggressive style that Zerg does. Just make a lot of units right off the bat. I mean, he's already maxed off, but he can't really engage up here, right? Because this is very narrow. It's funneled for the Ling Ultra style, and he wouldn't benefit just going straight down here, which is why he can't really engage into my army. So basically, I could just sit here all day, and yeah, he can't really do anything. I don't lose any of my units there. He loses all those zealot Lings. He's trying to expend them so he can have some more supply. And right here he can't really, it's where we're gonna not really want to engage, because I want to wait until my upgrades actually kick in. Remember, my advantage is it's gonna be my upgrades, because I'm gonna be 3-3 before he is. I also want to try to keep it 1-to-1 when it comes to Immortals to Ultras. For every Ultra you want to have an Immortal. And here comes our engagement. This, I mean, it's pretty simple. I didn't really target fire or anything. I just stood there. Some people don't really like, you know, the number of sentries I make, but though they don't really do that much against Ultras, because the force was kind of negated. The Guardian Shield doesn't do anything. You can use the hallucination and just make Archons to help be permanent force fields against Ultras. The Ultras can't really break them apart. They have to like kill them off. And if they have an Overseer with their army, they don't really engage against hallucinated units. So it disrupts the AI, and so you can do quite a bit of damage. He's remaking or remaxing on Hydras here, which is a decent choice, I guess, because I have a lot of Immortals, and Hydras are pretty decent and not the best against Mortals, but they're pretty good against them. He pretty much lost like 1.5 army supply, or 1.5 army, because he remade like 5 more Ultras and they ended up dying. He lost all of his queens as well. No reason for me to engage. I still haven't got my 4th because there was a Ling here, but I got erased already. So I should be taking my 4th now. My 4th is definitely a lot later than I would like, but at this point I'm in an unlosable position. I just backed up waiting until I had more Colossus, and now I'm going to engage once these 2nd and 3rd one join up with my army. So if you're wondering what happens if he goes into Mutas as a remax, I have +3, and then +1 shields. It's really hard for him to actually go into Mutas because he's been investing so much gas right off the bat for double evos for Lings and Ultralisk that his Mutas should not be upgraded, so that in that case Archons and Stalkers should be able to deal with it. And now we're gonna engage, and this is not gonna look pretty whatsoever, and there's the GG from him. But yeah, so this is pretty much simple. You can look at the units lost tab. I mean, I won this convincingly. And yeah, so if you have any questions against this, definitely put it in the comments below. I do want to say that you want to favor SimCity against it, but I had such a huge upgrade lead that I could actually take this on right here. And I had 1-to-1 ratio with my Immortals to Ultras. It's another thing you want to remember. Archons are really good against Ling Ultra because they are good at soaking up damage. So while they're soaking up the damage, the Immortals are dealing the damage against the Ultras, to the point where once these Archons are dead, you should have only maybe like 2 Ultras or so left, ideally. But yeah. So anyways guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. You can also check me out on my stream on Twitch. I'm trying to stream there a little bit more consistently. And yeah, so anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.